Thursday, December 15th. There is the closing bell, guys, with the S&Ps closing the day up 47 points, guys. We saw volatility just get crushed today. I got a lot to go over, so let's dive right in, break this market down, and then go over our top 3 stocks of the day. After trending up for the most part during the night session, things got a little rocky at the open. We established a base, and then we trended higher. Into the close, we're finishing up over 45 points right now in the S&P futures, guys. We could be getting very close to a stimulus deal. We have until Friday if we want to get a deal done by this year. Let's move on over and take a look at the SPX and see how we fare on the week. Now, we see in the SPX, guys, we're coming into this week with about 87 points of expected move. Up would take us to 37.50 and down would take us to about 35.77. You can see yesterday we broke through the midline and we went into negative territory. However, today we camped that midline. We couldn't get enough selling to break it and we peeled higher. You could have taken shots in calls here. However, the SPY only expires Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I like the 0-day expiring options to show you guys for the plays of the day. So there is no play of the day there. However, you can see we trended higher and we got rejected right around that high we made on yesterday. So can we break above that 3,700 in the night session tonight and carry on tomorrow? We'll find out. But let's move on and take a look at the Nasdaq and see how technology is doing today. We see the Nasdaq was trend up as well in the night session. However, taking a bigger whack in the morning only to quickly V-recover and put in a nice new high on the day. Now we look at it on a daily, guys, the Nasdaq is knocking on the door to making an all-time high again. So with the S&P and the Nasdaq up, how are the small caps doing? We take a look at the Russell 2000, guys, and it's up over 2.35% right now, and it made a new all-time high in these small caps. We just take a look at it, and it just ripped very hard and a nice rip into the final bell, guys. Now, what's powering these small caps today? Well, we take a look at some other sectors. We see today utilities are on top with the energy right behind it. Energy took a nice whack yesterday and it spent most of the day trying to get some of that back. We got about, a third of that back. There's still a lot to go in the energy sector, but it was up close to 2%. What else was up today? Well, the financials were up 1.7%. That's a sizable day for financials, and it's a big reason why we're up so large in the S&Ps, as well as technology up 1.67. So with financials, energy, and tech all rallying together, how does our advanced decline line look? We take a look, the AD line, 85 up and 16 down. This is a very bullish AD line with very few stocks trending down. This is what we want to see if you're a bull. You want to see high correlation, 90-10, 95-5. We're seeing 85-15, but it's a positive correlation to say the least. So with equities up across the board and the financials up over 1.5%, how are the bonds doing today? We can see today the bonds are about even on the week and down about 0.25%. We take a look at it on a daily and the bonds aren't really doing much. However, with the day with the financials up as much, you'd expect the bonds to get beat up a little bit more. They weathered the storm for the most part, guys, but I'll tell you what didn't weather the storm, and that's those volatility traders. Let's cruise on over to the VIX and see how it's doing. We can see today the VIX is down over 5%. However, this is the December futures, and they're rolling in one day. You can just see that. So the volume's being done in the Januaries, and we'll be rolling here tomorrow, guys. So this isn't the best read on volatility. We turn to the VVIX, and the VVIX today is down 6.4%. It's retracing, however, it's still very high. You can see that the VVIX had a huge whack down, but it got a little bit bid into the final minute. We'll see if volatility picks it back up. If the stimulus news is negative, anything negative about that, volatility can quickly rise, guys. Let's move on and take a look at the dollar index and see how our commodities are doing. You can see, guys, the dollar is dipping lower, down 0.3% on the day, and it's putting in a sizable close. We look at it on the week, and it's testing that low, 90.4. Is it going to play a bounce, or is it going to just break through it? My guess is if a stimulus deal gets passed, that's more dollars being printed, and that's devaluing the US dollar, so it should come down. So how do our commodities fare today? Well, gold's up $25, up almost 1.5%. Beautiful trend day through the night session. A little rocky in the daytime, but it finished strong to say the least. And we look at silver, and it's right there with it, up almost 2.5%, leading gold today at $24.64 an ounce. So the metals are starting to prepare. If we get a deal, more money printing, that's going to rise these commodities in US dollar terms. Now, how did Bitcoin do today? Well, Bitcoin is up $300 and it's sitting about 19.5K. I'm expecting Bitcoin to consolidate for the most part. Think about it like $2,000 swing consolidation. Bitcoin's probably going to do that. However, the 23rd, my charts are screaming some big move is happening in Bitcoin, guys. That could be up or down. Just expect over 1,000 points of movement around Christmas time. There you have it, guys, for the stock market breakdown. Volatility got crushed today. Will it continue into tomorrow's session? Keep your eyes on the VVIX. If the VVIX is getting a lot of bids coming into it, there's some traders speculating on something negative hitting the tape, and they're protecting their portfolios by buying VIX. But we'll see if a stimulus deal gets passed tomorrow, and if it does, this could be on to the races for this market, guys. But let's move on and take a look at the top 3 stocks on the day. So we go over to the scan tab, we hit the scan. Now I adjusted my scan a bit. We're going to be looking at Russell 3000 stocks, all optionable, over 5% on the day, at least 500 million market cap, and at least 5,000 option volume. So here's our list, guys, and let's dive right into it. Coming in at the number 3 stock on the day goes to GameStop Corporation. GameStop is up almost 9% on the day. Now, it's number 4 on the top stocks because ENPH slid right in there, but I already wrote my plan for GameStop, so we're going to roll with it. GameStop today has a market cap of $966 million, just shy of $1 billion, and on a year-to-date, it's up almost 120%. Now, what does GameStop do? Well, it sells new and pre-owned video games, accessories, consoles, you name it. Anything in video games, GameStop has it. And I can't see why GameStop is up today. My guess is that with the new consoles coming out, the Xbox, the PlayStation, going into Christmas, maybe they're expecting better than usual sales. But when we throw it on an expected move, guys, we came into this week with a $1.62 expected move. So we see a gap right here. We could potentially fill that. Our upper edge is $14.93. Call it shy of $15. We could get some momentum, and GameStop could be a multi-day runner, but look for $15 for it to cool off a bit. Unless it gets some insane news that it's not reported today, I don't see GameStop going higher than 15. Coming in at the number 2 stock on the day goes to Plug Power Inc. Plug is up over 10% today, guys, with a market cap of $11.8 billion. On a year to date, it's up 778%. Plug is just chugging along. Now, what does Plug do? Plug manufactures hydrogen fuel cells, so it could be in the energy trade, you could say. We see a lot of volume coming into it today. When we look at it on a trade tab, we can see it's hard to borrow, so this could potentially be a short squeeze. Now, why is it up today? It was kind of wild. You can see it here. Well, they announced that they're expanding their hydrogen fuel cell solutions into Walmart's e-commerce applications. So they're partnering up with Walmart, and it seems to be getting a nice little move higher with some short squeezing. Let's take a look at it on an expected move, guys, and we can see Plug got rejected at the upper edge around 29.30, you can call it. So look for that level to give it some resistance, guys. If it can break through that on the bigger picture, Plug could keep on making an all-time high. If it's part of the energy trade, I think energy can keep on moving, but this trade is up so much on the year. Look for that 29.30 to give it some stress. Coming in at the number 1 stock on the day goes to Camping World Holdings. Now, Camping World is up over 12% on the day with a market cap of $2.7 billion. On a year-to-date, Camping World is up 112%. Now, what does Camping World do? Camping World is America's largest RV retailer and related products and services. So think about camping and going in your RV. It's got a nice amount of volume coming into it today. I can't find why it's up. However, there was some unusual options activity around 9:55. You can see right around this time period. So potentially could be an insider knowing something. We don't know. But when we put it on an expected move, it's sitting right at our upper edge at around 30, call it 30.35. So what makes the most sense for it to chill at this area? However, with unusual options activity, people could be knowing something that's going to happen to this company very soon, which means it could be going higher. Don't want to speculate here, but when you look at it on a daily, it's got a little bit more room to go higher, and that's what maybe into the high 30s, maybe low 40s if it gets enough buying coming into it. But there you have it, guys, for the top stocks on the day. Did you watch any of these tickers? If not, what are some stocks that you guys are watching going into tomorrow? And if you've watched this far, guys, I really appreciate it if you hit the like button, guys. It really means a lot to me when you guys hit that button. And if you're watching this for the very first time, guys, I do this every single day. I added the top stocks section. I'll sprinkle in a play of the day here or there, but I really enjoy breaking the markets down just as fast as I can and try to simplify it for you guys. But if you're new to the channel, guys, really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. And if you had any feedback, constructive criticism, I would love to hear it, guys. Just leave me a comment down below. But on that note, guys, I will see you in tomorrow's breakdown. Have a great night. Take care. Peace!